Have you ever noticed that some people just seem to always be ahead? It seems as if they always are one step in front of the rest of the game, and no matter what you do, you can't catch up with them. Well, today I thought I would talk about three habits that I use to help me stay top of my game and help me stay ahead of some of the competition. I'm not saying that I'm the best, but I am saying that over time, I've noticed and developed these three habits, which have always helped me stay at the top of my game, whether it was selling IT or in police work or in what I'm doing now in coaching some of my clients on business. Those three things are that I'm constantly learning. I am always looking for something new to learn about, some new technique, some new productivity hack, or anything like that. I'm always leveraging AI whenever I can, and I'm cultivating my ability to use AI. Let's be honest, computers aren't going to go away. AI isn't going to go away. So you might as well learn to use this tool for your own benefit. And then the third thing is that I'm always cultivating relationships. And most of the time, I'm doing this in the fact that I am constantly trying to add value to other people. And in doing so, I'm constantly making sure that they see a reason to keep that relationship going. So I think today we'll dig into those three things. Let's get started. So, the first habit that I want to talk about is that I am a constant learner from books like you see here on my wall, all the way to YouTube videos, to just actually hanging out with other people who have skills that I don't and learning from them. This is something that I try to make a normal part of my habits and my habitual uses of my time. Why is it important? Well, the main reason is like stagnation means that you're always going to be in decline. Whenever you're not growing, then I don't feel like you are keeping up with what you should be doing. Your process or your devotion to your craft or your career is super important, but also in your life, in your relationships, and in everything else. By being a constant learner, you're staying relevant, you're staying capable of growth. And I feel like it just gives to the rest of the world that you are saying, oh, I still care about these things and I still want to be relevant. So it's super important to me that I keep at the cutting edge of my material that need to be understood in this particular situation. But how? Let's break into the how. So first off, I read a lot of books. I read books on stoicism to help me calm myself. I read some of the great literature, some of the Hemingways and different ones like that. As much as that sounds egotistical a little bit, I think to say that I read Hemingway, but I actually do. Believe it or not, my college age daughter turned me on to it. But don't go there unless you're looking for a sad ending because a lot of his stuff does have sad endings. But there are other literary greats out there that you can read. I also like to study some of the greats. The Almanac of Naval Ravikant is great. Steve Jobs' books. Our book is a good book if you have a lot of time to get through it. And I also have read one of my favorites is Let My People Go Surfing from the founder of Patagonia. Excellent book on running a business and product thought processes and working through all of those things. And then just staying top of mind with YouTube videos is something that I'm constantly doing, whether it's in my hobbies, which, are architecture and building and working with my hands in a lot of ways, whether it's me fixing my aging vehicle or learning how to print things on my 3D printer or just simply building something at my home. Those are things that I like to watch YouTube videos about. But I also stand on the shoulders of geniuses. And I'll tell you a brief story. Just today, I actually reached out to Gabe Bolt, a guy that I follow on YouTube who has several channels. And when I was getting started in this, and still, he's a great teacher. Watching his videos, I've learned so much and changed so much because of what he does. And I actually was reaching out to him because I wanted some advice on a particular strategy that I had. And I'll be dog if he didn't make a video almost explaining exactly what I was looking for right after I finished writing it. I even had to go back and write a reply like, "Sorry, I shouldn't have asked," and just went to the video and watched it. But the truth is that knowledge is out there. There's a line in one of my favorite movies, Seven, when the detective who's retiring is meeting with his friends who all work in a library as security guards and janitors, and at night they go and they have a card game. And his observation at that point is a world of knowledge at your fingertips, and you play cards all night. And that's where we're at in this world. You've got AI, you've got the internet, you've got encyclopedias and books and Amazon, and the ability to have anything that you want almost overnight, depending on where you live at in the world. And people play games and watch social media. And I'm not saying that those are the wrong things to do, because there's a lot of value there too. But I am saying that if you're a constant learner, the people around you are going to view you as a person that they can come to for knowledge and assistance. And if you're in sales or you're in business, that is where you want to be. Habit number two that I want to talk about that I use is basically cultivating a relationship with AI. And relationship is a relevant term, and I'm not going to get all sci-fi, even though, quite honestly, I probably could. Um, Understand, AI is not here to replace people. AI is here to be a force multiply for the skills that you already have. I was actually just talking this morning with a professor. He's actually a chair of the math department at one of my local colleges, and he was talking about AI. And what AI really is lacking in a lot of terms is the creativity that is you, the essence that is you. So I see AI as one of the most significant technological shifts that we've seen in a long time, maybe since the internet itself. And the reality of it is that if you're not looking at it, if you're in still of a professional age, or you're doing something in a professional world and you're not utilizing it or at least learning about it, then you're probably falling behind. It's going to be baked into most of the software that we use on a daily basis, and you might as well learn how to use it. But understand, it's just a tool. It's just another way for you to brainstorm, summarize long articles, generate codes. It's all those things that I mentioned in my last video about how I use it to actually be more productive and therefore make more money. But you have to cultivate your skills with it, because I see too many people just using it as Google, and they just basically say, "How do I do this?" And then they get an example of it. And then that's where they stop. But understand that AI isn't about that. It's really good at having full on conversations or full on brainstorming sessions. And I have no desire to take this portion of the video and explain to you how you can use it, but I will give you an example. So, my favorite is Gemini, and everyone has their favorite on how they use it. But I like Google's products, and I like Gemini, their product. It now has a live version, and this is fantastic for me to get back some of my time when I'm driving. And basically, you start the live version, the app on your phone, and you start the live version, and you just have a conversation with it back and forth. It doesn't matter really what you want to talk about. Today, I was talking about a particular car that I'm thinking about buying, a used car actually, and it's a hybrid. So I had some questions about the electrical system and about the way that that specific car works. And AI has a wealth of knowledge and can actually have that conversation back and forth with me. But I've used it to brainstorm ideas. I've used it to build content so that I can increase this channel and bring more value to you all as the viewers. And then also how I can bring more value to my clients in my coaching business and in my insurance business, and even to my bosses that I work for when I'm freelancing. So I use it all the time to help me as a force multiplier to my skills. but it isn't the end all be all. It's not something to where I would suggest that you go to ChatGPT and ask it how to have every conversation with your wife. But it's not a bad tool to use to get ideas on how to have a good relationship with people. The third habit that I really want to talk about is about being a relationship builder, about honing your skills to build a relationship inside of your already big network, more than likely, but making sure that you're building stronger relationships all the time. Look, success is not a solo mission, it's built on the strength of your network and the value that you provide to the other people. So it's super important to cultivate those relationships and make sure that people are there to get support from you and give you support when you need it. There are a couple of tips that I would give here on building a good network. Number one, seek to add value. Always, when you're listening to somebody, first off, that's first step. You have two ears and one mouth for a reason. You should engage in at that ratio, essentially. I have a very simple rule, and that is that any relationship that you have will be better if you try to put more into it than you take out of it. Your bank account will be better, your retirement funds will be better, and your relationships will be better if you put in more than you take out. So seek to constantly add value. If you don't know how to add value, ask, how can I help you? How can I make sure that you're seeking and fixing your goals, getting your problems fixed, and working to get to that next level? Give without expectation. The reality of it is that this world, and especially sales, which is the world that a lot of us are in, or business that we're in, is way too transactional. It's way too, how can you help me so that I can help you? The reality of it is that that comes off as creepy, and that's the cringe that everyone talks about but can't always label. The reality of it is that if you give without expectation, I can promise you that things are going to come back to you in the long run. There's an analogy that I like, and it's if you want money, ask for advice. If you want advice, ask for money. And so the thing is that it is exactly how that works. Try it out the next time that you do this. The next time that you have an idea or that you need help from your boss, go to your boss and say, "Hey boss, I'd really like more money." He's going to give you advice on how you can actually bolster your skills, earn more, and get that next promotion. But if you go to him and you ask for advice, "Hey boss, how do I get to my next level?" He's going to tell you exactly what you need, and he might even just help you get to that next point right away. So make sure that you are always adding value to the relationship. Make sure that you are constantly looking for new people to add to your sphere, to your network. And then once they're in your network, make sure that you're always adding value to those people, even if it's in a small way. Make sure that they're getting something from it and that you're giving more than you're taking out of every relationship that you have. So that's it. Those are the three habits that I use to constantly stay top of my game. And I really hope that those are something that you can use to help you as well. Quick recap, they are being a constant learner, read books. It is leveraging AI, which is a powerful tool to make you better. And then cultivating and building strong relationships. It's three things that seem super simple, but you need to understand that it is not a end goal that is going to happen quickly. Life is long. We, if we're lucky, get 75 years on this planet. And the reality of it is that the majority of us are running as if there's some sort of goal that's right over the hill. And the reality of it is that things take time. You have the time to put into your learning, into your relationship, into your skills on whatever that craft is. I love AI, and I think it's a great way, a great tool for you to build for tomorrow. So it's call to action time. Here are the two things that I'd like to hear from you. Number one, in the comments, tell me what are some habits that you formulate, that you try to work on to make sure that you are top of your game. And does this help? Or some of the things that I do going to be something that you're going to put into your own habits. And number two, I'm building a community over on School, and I'd love for you to be a part of that. Keep in the channel, stay common in here, and you'll get to that very quickly. There is a link to it in my description below, but I'll be honest, it's still formulating. So stay tuned for that later. Other than that, I super appreciate you watching and hope it helps. Goodbye.